Now, the most important thing that you have to indicate that a lot of people don't do, because this thing is... Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David. I'm a doctoral student at the Technical University of Munich, and in today's video I'm going to share how you can contact potential supervisors, PhD supervisors, if you are willing to study your PhD, and you want to contact some professors to know whether they can accept you to supervise your work. So the first thing you have to do is to search for supervisors or professors who are in line with your research interest, right? Or let's say your field. Maybe the field might be too broad, but you can look at professors who are actually doing something similar to what you want to also do, right? Or research. So one way you can do that is to go to the professor's website. Normally the universities, they have a website that they dedicate to each of the professors, and sometimes they link their research interests over there, and also they link some of the projects or describe some of the projects they are undertaking currently. Now, before you write an email to a professor, I want to tell you to do two things. First of all, you have to prepare a proposal. Now, a lot of people, they just send the interest or they give an idea, general idea of what they want to do. But for me, I think if you already have a prepared proposal, it kind of shows that you already know what you want to do, because the professors, they don't have time to really think about defining a topic and all that. So you have to come out by yourself, try to determine an interest or topic that you want to research, and write a proposal out of that. So a proposal is just a description of how you are going to undertake the research, so the methodology and all the analysis and details that you will undertake during the PhD period. You have to describe them in the proposal. You have to include timeline for each of the parts of the research or the sessions of the research. So for example, if you want to do first of all literature review, you can indicate the timeline for that. Maybe you use 6 months to do that, or depending on how fast you are, you can use 3 months. So you can indicate all the timeline for each of the sessions or parts of the research. Yeah, because the professors, they want to get an idea, a fair idea of how long it's going to take you to complete the research. And also it kind of shows that you are going to follow some kind of steps, and it will make the research easier for you as well. Now, the second thing I want you to prepare is that you have to do your CV. And so here you have to include your educational background. So the things that you study in your bachelor's and your master's, you have to indicate that in your CV. You can also indicate your experiences, places that you have worked. You can also indicate in the CV, and if you have some publications, it's good, you have to also include that in the CV. And you can, this is optional, you can also include your bachelor's and master's thesis, right? So now we come to the email. So the email should be a formal email you send to a professor. So you have to make sure that you are putting everything correctly. So the title could be, let's say, a potential PhD student or anything similar to indicate that you're interested in pursuing a PhD. And then you come to the salutation. You have to describe the professors, the titles very well. Professor so and so. Normally you have to use their surname, so professor, whatever the surname, right? Now you can then start introducing yourself. You can tell a little bit about yourself, especially your educational background, the things that you have already learned, and maybe a little bit about your professional career. If you have some, then you have to also indicate that. And then also you have to kind of show interest in some of the projects that the professor has already done. So that is, you have to first of all read through their interests, get to know them, what they are doing, what they are interested in, what they are not interested in. You can read some of their papers and then even quote them and say that you read this paper and you are interested in that. You can, show that you have already researched about the professor. Is good. People are always willing that you get to know what they are doing, right? So you can also indicate, show some interest in some of the projects he has already done. Now in the email, you have to then also indicate your topic, your PhD topic, or the proposal that you want to undertake. So here, one thing I have to say is that you have to also indicate that you are open to tweaking the topic a little bit if there's a need to. Or you're also open to changing the topic to a similar topic, right? If there's a need to. So you have to indicate this so that it's not gonna be like you are too rigid to the topic or too focused too much on the topic, but you're open to tweaking it or changing it a little bit to suit both interests of you and the professor. So you can indicate that in the email as well. If you have made some publication, as I said, you can indicate that in the CV, but I can also tell you that it's good if you can put them in the email directly, because not all the professors will probably look at your CV and the attachments that you make with the email. So you have to also include the publications directly in the email. Now the important thing is to highlight why you want he or she to supervise you. So it's very important why the person, why not the other professors, why not other places, right? So you have to indicate that, and even you can further indicate why that university and why that country. It's good that you kind of put all these things together for the professor to be assured that you are really interested in doing a PhD at that particular department or chair. So you have to indicate all these things in the email as well. Now the most important thing that you have to indicate that a lot of people don't do, because this thing is it could be the tiebreaker, right? So if the professor is interested in overall thing you have described, your research ideas, what you have done in the past, and all the potentials, right? But if you don't indicate the financial aspect, how you are going to finance your PhD, it hangs everything, and maybe you might not the professor might not accept you because of that. So it's very important that you indicate how you are going to finance the PhD, right? So you have to indicate maybe you have a scholarship, or you are trying to apply for a scholarship, or you are in the process already. You have already applied to, if you have already applied to some scholarship organization, you can also indicate that. And if you are lucky and you already receive a scholarship, then that's even a plus, right? So you have to indicate that as well. And if you are, the thing is, a lot of people might say, okay, I will finance it myself, but the thing is, with PhD and all the time that is involved, you need a chunk of money to actually complete. And it's taking you, nowadays, taking people, let's say averagely 4 years, right? So imagine, are you going to get money? Do you have that 4-year income already sitting somewhere to be able to finance you? So that's the point, right? So you have to think about something that is really convincing, right? So the last tip I'm going to give is that you have to also leave some of your profiles, the link to some of your profiles in the email. So here we are talking about like LinkedIn, ResearchGate, Google Scholar. If you have those publications, then it's good that you leave like Google Scholar in the email. You can leave some of the links, so at least the professor can also check you out to see who you are, what you are doing, and if it's really tally with all the information you have provided, right? So it's kind of being open to show who you are as well. So I think these are the things, and many more things. If you think you can add something else to convince the professors, but I can tell you that You don't have to do it, you don't have to send it to only one professor, but just send it to several of them, and then continue to tweak the research ideas to fit their ideas as well. Now after the email, I would say that give them some time. Professors are really busy people, and so you don't want to always send in reminder or trying to reply on that email and trying to get feedback, because I mean you can do that, but give them some time after that email for them to also think about it. And because they have so many things, I know most professors, they have so many things to do, so you have to give them some time. But definitely, maybe if you continue and you don't give up, there's a chance one of them is going to accept you. So we all pass through it, and I hope you can also do that. And thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in another one. Thank you. Bye.